Hello and welcome to another video of physics for class 12th, and this is chapter 2 and part 3, electrostatic potential and capacitance. In this video we are going to discuss some revision points first of part 1 and part 2. Then we will proceed for electrostatic potential due to an electric dipole. Okay, let's start. These are some important points from previous videos. The first one is potential energy stored in a system of 2 point charges. Suppose there are 2 point charges Q1 and Q2. Okay, suppose there are 2 charges Q1 and Q2 and they are separated by distance r, then the potential energy stored is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by r. Okay, when there are 2 charges Q1 and Q2 and the separation is r, then the potential energy stored is simply 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by r. Okay, point number 2. Point number 2 is suppose 2 charges Q1 and Q2 are initially separated by distance r1. Okay, and if one of the charge is kept fixed and another charge is slowly moved to a new separation r2. r1 is initial separation and r2 is final separation. Okay, here in this diagram r1 is smaller and r2 is bigger. It may be, there is a possibility that r1 is large and r2 is small. It means Q1 and Q2 are separated by distance r1, then Q2 is brought closer to Q1 such that the separation becomes r2. Okay, both the possibilities are okay. Keep in mind that r1 is the initial separation and r2 is the final separation. In this case there is a change in potential energy. Okay, and this change can be calculated by using this relation Q1 Q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught 1 by r2 minus 1 by r1. This will be equal to change ur2 minus ur1. ur2 is final potential energy and ur1 is initial potential energy. Okay, right. Point number 3. Suppose we are having charge Q1 at some point A and at a distance r there is a point P. Okay, one charge Q2 is brought from infinity to the point P, then there is a work done. Okay, this work done is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by r. Okay, next point. Point number 4. Point number 4 is suppose Q1 and Q2 are separated by distance r1. Q1 and Q2 are separated by a distance r1. Two possibilities. Okay, and what we are doing here, simply the charge Q2 is moved while keeping the charge Q1 fixed at A such that the separation becomes r2. Okay, from r1 it becomes r2. In this case the work done becomes equal to Q1 Q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught 1 by r2 minus 1 by r1. Right. Point number 3 and point number 4 is regarding the work done, and point number 1 and point number 2 is regarding the potential energy or change in potential energy. Right, expressions are same. Okay, right. Point number 5 is electric potential due to a point charge. Suppose we are having a point charge Q at some point A. At a distance r from it, there is a point P where potential is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R. Right? Next is, suppose we are having a point charge Q at A, and at a distance r from it, there is a point P. At this point, we are going to bring a unit positive charge from infinity. Okay, then there is a work done, and this work done is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R. Right? Next is potential difference. So important point about potential difference. Okay, see the situation here. Suppose there is a point charge Q at A, and at a distance r1 from it, there is a point B. Okay, and at a distance r2, there is another point C. Okay, and r1 and r2 can be smaller or bigger, vice versa. Here second case is also there. From this point charge Q, this is r1, at a distance r1 there is a point B, and at a distance r2 there is a point C. Right? Okay, r1 means initially point B is at a distance r1 from A, and r2 is the final distance of the point C from A. In this situation, there are electric potentials at B and C. At B and C, at B and at C, there are electric potentials. Clear? And definitely the values of the electric potential may be having a difference. One is at higher potential, another is at lower potential. It is possibility. The potential difference between points B and C, you can write VR2 minus VR1. VR2 means electric potential at electric potential at C. Okay, इसको आप VC भी कह सकते हैं. And VR1 is VB. ठीक, VR2 means electric potential at a distance R2 from Q. VR1 means electric potential at distance R1 from Q. We are having the separate expressions for electric potential at a distance R2 and at a distance R1. Just substitute it, take common Q by 4 pi epsilon naught, it becomes Q by 4 pi epsilon 1 by R2 minus 1 by R1. Okay, so potential difference between 2 points, you can write Q by 4 pi epsilon naught 1 by R2 minus 1 by R1. Okay, and this is point number 8. In this point, suppose there is a point charge Q at A and is kept fixed, and at a distance R1 there is a point B, at a distance R2 there is a point C. Right? Second case is also there. At a distance R1 there is a point B, and at a distance R2 there is a point C. Now what we are going to do, we take a unit positive charge at C, okay, at B, and bring it to C, move it to C. Okay, so we are moving towards one potential point to another potential point. So there is a potential difference between these 2 points B and C. Okay, and there is a work done in moving this unit positive charge. This work done is equal to the potential difference between B and C, but we have calculated just in point number 7, and it is equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught 1 by R2 minus 1 by R1. Right? Now this is electric potential due to an electric dipole. Dipole, you are having the idea, right? Dipole means two equal and opposite charges separated by a distance 2a. Okay, it is having a center O called center of the dipole, right? And from this center at a distance r, there is a point P where electric potential is to be calculated. So what we have done here, we have divided this whole topic in 3 cases. Okay, in first case we will take an axial point where we will calculate electric potential, and then at an equatorial point, and finally at a general point. Okay, so at this axial point, the distance from O dipole center is r. Here electric potential is to be calculated. Okay, once again let's start. See, this is minus q plus q at A and B, and the separation is 2a. Its center is O. Okay, A to O is A, O to B is A, right? From this O at a distance r, this is the point P where potential is to be calculated. Okay, so it's very simple to calculate electric potential. Since it is a scalar quantity, simple algebraic addition is enough, right? What you have to do, just find out electric potential due to each charge and simply add. Okay, see, one by one. From A, what will be the distance of this point P? From the center O, it is r. Extra A should be added. It becomes r plus A. Okay, and from B, it is equal to r minus A. You can see it is very obvious. Okay, now electric potential at P means electric potential due to charge at A and electric potential due to charge at B. Okay, we have to calculate electric potential at P. So at this point there are two potentials, one because of minus q charge and another because of plus q charge, right? Apply the formula 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r for each of the charges. Okay, so VA is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught minus q by r plus A, and VB is plus q by r minus A. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught plus q by 4 r minus A. Here it is very important to take the sign of the charge. Okay, don't forget to substitute the sign. It's important. You have to take the sign, right? And go for simple algebra. Take the common q by 4 pi epsilon naught. Okay, take the LCM. Okay, you will obtain this much. All right. On the next screen, this q into 2a can be written as P, dipole moment, electric dipole moment P. Okay, and if we approximate, suppose the distance r is very large in comparison to A, then this r square minus a square becomes nearly equals to r square, right? So it is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P by r square, and this potential is inversely proportional to r square. So this is the first case at an axial point, electric potential at an axial point. Okay, now move to case 2. In this case we are going to find out electric potential at an equatorial point. Equatorial point is the perpendicular bisector of the electric dipole axis. Okay, this is minus q plus q, separation is 2a, and this is the distance r, which is perpendicular to the line AB. Along with that, it is perpendicular bisector. A left 2a, and the distance OB is also a, right? So in order to find out electric potential at P, we have to first find out distance from minus q, that is AP, and distance from plus q, that is BP. And from Pythagoras theorem, it can be simply written as under root r square plus a square. Suppose it is z for the time being, right? Once again, at P there are two potentials, one because of minus q at A and another because of plus q at B. So at P there are two potentials, one is VA, another is VB. Okay, apply the formula 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r, right? One is minus q, another is plus q, and both the distances are z. From minus q the distance is z, from plus q the distance is z, right? So what we obtain here, both the expressions are same, one with a negative sign and another with a positive sign, so they get cancelled out. Final result is 0. It's very important. At an equatorial point there is no potential. It means this is the equatorial point. This may also be the equatorial point. What will happen? distances again are equal, potential is equal to 0. Okay. Next is case 3, at a general point. In this case, we are going to find out electric potential at a general point. What is the meaning of general point? General point is simply, suppose the dipole axis is AB, okay, its center is O, and from O at a distance r there is a point P where potential is to be found. Okay, so what special is there? It makes an angle theta with the dipole axis. If this theta is 90 degree, the point P becomes an equatorial point, right, like this. If this theta is 0, the point P becomes an axial point. Okay, so this theta can be treated as a general point. This point P is a general point, right? So in order to calculate electric potential at P, we need the distance AP and distance BP. Just join from A to P and from B to P. Because at P there are two potentials, one is because of minus Q and another is because of plus Q. Vp equals to Va plus Vb, and the two potentials are 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught minus Q by AP and 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught plus Q by Bp, right. We have to simply add these two and we will obtain the electric potentials at P. Okay, what important is here, AP and BP. We don't have AP. What is the distance AP and what are the distance BP? So first we have to calculate AP and BP, right. In order to find out AP and BP, what we do, just extend this PO up to x, okay, right, and draw perpendiculars AM and BN on this PX, right. Right. So we are having two small triangles OAM and OBN. Okay. From these two small triangles, you can simply calculate OM is equal to A cos theta and ON is equal to A cos theta. Okay. OM and ON are now ready, right. Now, since dipole is separated by a very small distance, the angle at P is very small. It is approximately equal to 0. So in triangle BPN, at N it is 90 degree, and if it is around 0 degree, what will happen? This is approximately equal to 90 degree. So it becomes an isosceles triangle where the side BP is nearly equal to NP or PN. Okay, so this BP is nearly equals to PN. Okay, BP is nearly equals to PN. Similarly, AP is nearly equals to PM. AP is nearly equals to PM, right. Now this PN can be written as OP minus ON or PO minus ON. So it becomes R minus A cos theta and AP becomes R plus A cos theta. See here, AP is equals to PM. So PO plus OM, PO plus OM, R plus A cos theta. Okay. Simply put the values of AP and BP, right? R plus A cos theta and R minus A cos theta. So what will happen? Just proceed little algebra, take common, right. So it becomes the simple, there are simple steps. At the last step, this Q into 2A can be replaced by P. The result is Vp equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P cos theta by R square minus A square cos square theta. Okay. Now the approximation, if R is very large in comparison to A, then R square minus A square cos square theta can be replaced by R square. So the result becomes, final result becomes 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught p cos theta by r square. Okay, this is the result of case 3. In this case, you can substitute theta as 0 degree, cos 0 degree is equal to 1. So the result becomes 1 by 4 pi epsilon p by r square, and this is the result of case 1 at an axial point. Suppose we want to obtain electric potential at an equatorial point, then theta is substituted as 90 degree, cos 90 degree is 0, so V is equals to 0. Okay. So this is all about this part of the video. We will continue with more topics and more problems in the next video, part 4. Thanks for watching.